Hey guys, M13 here. I'm doing a tour, believe it or not. My March tour is, I've only got a couple of customers, but they're both cool and they both ride, and I'm excited about it because it's been winter here, so I haven't ridden very far in a while. I'm trying to think. I did do a tour. I think it's been at least, it's been at least 2 or 3 months since I've done a tour, so that's a long time for me to go without riding far. So I got a tour coming up, and with the coronavirus scare on, the hotels are all going to be empty, the restaurants are all going to be empty, and I think they're all going to be grateful for us and our patronage. We're mostly doing the East Coast and the more tropical parts of the island, which are hot, and there have been 0 reported cases of the coronaviruses in those parts of Taiwan. It's funny because Taiwan is, according to some people, part of China, but we have less cases of corona or COVID than America, or I think even Canada. I think even Canada has more than us, and the population of Canada is comparable to us. So here we are, arguably part of Taiwan, very definitely right next door to, part of China, and very definitely right next door to China, and yet we don't have very many cases. I think we've only had like 1 death as well, too. I think America's only had 1 death, correct me if I'm wrong. So, no, they've got to have more than that. I heard it's blowing up over there. I heard yeah, so my opinion on it, here's the thing, a lot of Americans can't afford to even if they don't have proper insurance, they can't afford to get tested to see if they have the virus or not. Because a lot of times you can't, you really, I saw an interview with an actual COVID guy who had the virus 100%, and he said, first of all, for the first 2 weeks to a month, when you're giving it to other people, you don't have symptoms, and then when you start to get sick, it's just a regular cold. So a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't have the COVID virus, I just have a regular cold. Well, guess what? The COVID virus begins as a regular cold. So if you see someone with a runny nose and just slightly coughing, that could be it. They don't need a fever, they don't need any other symptoms. And then, so that scared the heck out of me. I'm like, anybody with just a regular cold could be it? And I'm worrying a little bit about it because you get conflicting reports. But one of the reports that I am seeing is people saying that, 98%, whatever, 98 to 96% of people survive, but out of those people, how many of them suffer permanent lung damage? And because there are people saying that it's quite high, that the pneumonia creates scar tissue all over your lungs that you never get back. Once the tissue's dead, it's dead. So you lose your ability to breathe as efficiently when you get it. And this is the scariest part. Some people say it's just like a regular cold or flu in the sense that once you get it, you're not immune to it. You could get it again and again and again. And if each time you get it, you lose 10, 20, 30% of your lungs, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that you only need to catch it 2 or 3 times and you're dead. So I don't know if that's true or not. This person's very, very cautious. Instead of just pulling out, she's coming to a complete stop, waiting till there's a break in traffic and then pulling out. Yeah, that's kind of cute. It's kind of cute how defensive she is in her riding, but I guess it's safe. Yeah, let's go this way. Just then I cut in front of that guy. He was crossing the crosswalk. I think okay, those are kids, right? I don't have my glasses on. Is that a nice car? Yeah, it's a Porsche? So, what was I saying? Something about the virus. Yeah, I don't know, just some people are saying you can catch it more than once, and it's hard to tell because you might not know until next flu season. And here's the thing, okay, there is a video I want you to watch. It's a video talking about when the pig flu first came out back in the 70s, and the news reported on it, and they reported on the vaccine and how the vaccine was doing more damage than the actual flu itself. So that's, you know, people. And it's a real news report by real professionals who did their real research, because back in the 70s and 80s, news reporters were actual news reporters. Nowadays they aren't. Nowadays, if they say anything that goes against the official narrative, they'll lose their job. So they're not allowed to say truths on television. Like, look at the Epstein thing. There was reporters that had an entire story. They knew that he was a pedophile. They knew everything bad about him, and they had an entire story ready to do and report, and they weren't allowed to because he was rich and he was friends with other rich people, and that would get them fired. So you can't believe what the news tells you. You have to look past it. And very times, like, I don't know. I'm going to put a link in the video description. It'll be the first link under this video. Just check it out. It talks about these kind of viruses and the vaccines that go along with them. And it's not fake news, because back in those days, the majority of news really was real. You actually had investigative reporting back in those days. You know, they actually took it to court. Like, somebody tried to sue the news for reporting bullshit, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the final ruling was the news doesn't have a legal responsibility to report the truth. That was the final verdict. The news is legally allowed to lie to you, and you can't sue them for it. They can just make shit up out of thin air. It's crazy. But I don't know. You just got to you got to put common sense into it. You got to put a lot more, just kind of, you know. It's like, you know, if it looks hot, it feels hot, it burns people, then chances are it's hot. Even if the news is telling you that it's 100% not hot, and the scientists have done these studies to say it's not hot. Oh, okay, so news says it's not hot. They claim, some scientists say it's not hot. But when I feel it, it's hot. When I touch it, I got burned. It looks hot. It's giving off heat. Which do I believe? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, so we kind of got into the topic of conspiracy theories there a bit. So yeah, I'm doing a tour. I'm excited about that. I'm still doing the whole custody battle. There's no new news. I'm very upset about that. I'm dealing with stress. I'm battling with stress. The longer the custody battle goes, the more stressed I become. Let's ride around this parking lot just so you guys can look at some scooters. Yeah, and it's getting to the point now where it's affecting my health. Like, it's like, I used to see my son on the weekends, and then I'd be really depressed Sunday night after he went home, and really depressed Monday. And then on Tuesday I'd be better, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm like, oh, it's not that long till I see him again, and I'd be better each day. And then on the weekends I'd be happy because I'd be with him. And then it's slowly getting worse. Now it's gotten to the point where Friday I'm still depressed. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it used to be I was only depressed just after he went home. Now I'm depressed every minute of every day that I'm not with him, because I'm worried. I don't know how much he's being abused. I don't know what kind of torture she's inflicting on him. A thing she's been doing recently is she waits, when she's mad at him for doing something during the daytime, she waits for him to go to bed, fall asleep, and then punish him. Let me repeat that. He does something at dinner time, makes her angry. She maybe yells at him a bit then, but then later on she waits for him to go to bed, fall asleep, and then sleep for an hour or two, and then she'll wake him up to yell at him for the thing that he did at dinner time, just to, like, fuck up his sleeping pattern or something. And he's 11 years old. So every night he goes to bed not knowing if he's going to be attacked in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a nice negative note to end this video on. Thanks for watching, guys. Quick update. Hope you're all doing well.
Wait.
Sorry, I was doing work on my computer, but I'm ready to have a shower now.
What?
She looked for so long. That was like a 5-second stare, Miley. You should have looked away much quicker than that.